Hi art friends, we're here back today with a fun art project. You're going to need a white piece of paper and a pencil and something to trace a large circle with. I'm using this plastic bucket and I'm going to center it on my paper as best I can, and using a pencil I'm going to lightly trace my circle. Then you're left with a pretty good perfect circle here, and it's kind of centered as best we can. Now, if it's not perfect, don't worry about it because we're just going to have this circle to do our art in. We're not going to really worry about this outer spot. The first thing we're going to do to draw is make a horizon line. A horizon line is a horizontal line, and it's going to cut our circle right in half. I'm doing mine very lightly in case I make a mistake and I want to erase. I'm going to now add a zigzag line right over the horizon line that I made. And it's not going to be a perfect zigzag line. It's going to be very irregular, and it's very light because we're going to go over this with Sharpie. And we're going to add some kind of curving zigzag lines. They can kind of break up. They don't have to be exactly perfect, but they're going to crisscross back, zigzag back and forth across our page. On the left side of our mountain range, we're going to start at the very tips of our mountains, at the very tippy top, and we're going to kind of do a zigzaggy curved line. I'm going to start doing this in Sharpie so that you can see better. I'm going to start at the tip of the mountain, at the tip of the zigzag, and it's going to work its way down and back to the edge. Everyone's going to trace back over it with a pencil or a permanent marker. But for now, you can do yours in pencil. I'll do mine in marker or a black pen so that you can see. And if you haven't noticed, we're starting to make this mountain range, okay? At the tip of your mountain, curving to the left, we're going to add these zigzaggy, curvy lines. This is going to give us a shadow effect. This is going to make our mountain range look more three-dimensional. Once I have these jagged lines drawn in, I can add some more lines to make it look like a shadow. And I'll do this now by adding diagonal lines close together to give us the shadow effect on our mountains. In the same little area on the left side of the mountain, we're just going to add quick, sketchy shadow lines. Already starting to look more three-dimensional. Try to stay inside the shape that you made, but if you go out, that's okay. Now it really looks more like a mountain range. I'm going to trace back over the lines that I made. I'm kind of giving it a broken quality. It's not solid, it's breaking as it goes down. We have our mountain range. Going the opposite diagonal direction, I can add some lines that look more like texture, like rockiness of our mountain. Not as many as I did before with the shadow, but just a few to give it a little bit of texture. This line, this broken line that we made here, is going to be a guide for us. In the back, we're going to start with a very short little line. And as you get down further down the lines are going to get bigger. These are going to be our trees. I'm going to add a line here. Have a small one there. This one's going to grow a little bit taller. I can make them thicker if I want to. Maybe thicker at the base to make it look like your tree has a thicker base. And notice they're not perfect. They are not perfect lines because trees aren't perfect. They kind of bend and twist. And then this last one down here, I think I'll make him pretty big. He's going to grow pretty big. Now we can add some more lines to this. to make it look like a bushy tree. The lines at the top of the tree are going to be smaller. As it gets down to the bottom, they'll be bigger. Quick, sketchy lines. You don't want to have to make them too perfect because trees aren't perfect. Bigger at the bottom, and as it goes toward the top, they get much smaller. You can add more to make your tree thicker. You can add less to make your tree look a little more thinned out. I'm making my lines kind of diagonal and up to give it like my branches are reaching toward the sky. And this one back here, he's going to have very tiny little branches. I only added 5 trees. You can add more, but remember, the further away they are on that line, the smaller they're going to be in the distance. And this is going to give us the illusion of space. Last one here, quick sketchy lines, making it look free and organic. As they reach the top, they get smaller. Okay, this is going to be our first part of this project. We're first going to draw a horizontal horizon line. We're going to draw a zigzag mountain ridge line, and then this wandering zigzag line that comes down. I will show you the next step when we return.